Good morning everyone, and welcome back to another Monday here with me at home. Today I thought it would be a really fun idea to go through my morning cleaning routine with you guys so you can see what I'm doing each and every morning before I go to work. So I leave for work at about 11 o'clock, so between the hours of 8 and 11 I'm doing my morning clean routine so that when I get home from work I'm not coming back to complete chaos. Well, that's the plan anyway. So starting off, I clear off my coffee table of all the cups and packages and things that have been left on there, and then I move on to the sofas, I refluff the pillows, I move all the bits and bobs that have been placed on there throughout the course of the last evening, and pop everything away nice and neatly. So I do usually get changed down here in the mornings because by the time I get up my husband's usually home from his night shift and he's asleep, so I don't put the light on, so I get changed down here. So there's usually some clothes floating around that need to be put away, but after that it's just a case of clearing all the arms, fluffing the cushions and making sure the sofas are all sitting nicely in one piece. After that, it's a quick little clear out of the shoes. We have a new coffee table coming this week, hopefully at some point, and I'm really hoping that will stop us from dumping our shoes under the coffee table because it's something that drives me absolutely crazy on a daily basis, and I am guilty of it too. I do put my shoes under there as well, so to get that gone would be absolutely brilliant. So the next thing I'm moving on to is the lounge bin. Like I said in my last video, I'm trying to clear this out on a daily basis. At the moment I've got it down to every 2 days is about when it needs to be cleaned out. So for the time being I'll do it every couple of days just to make sure that it's not overflowing. It makes my life so much easier to not have to dig around there and try and find all the bits that have fallen out. Lounge quickly tidied, it's time to move into the kitchen. First thing that was drawn to my attention was that I had to wash my uniform for work tomorrow, so I really wanted to get that in as a priority because I have only like 1 day off at a time. So twice a week I have 1 day off, so I have to get all my uniform through the wash, priority 1. So I'm just going through my pockets and getting all the bits and bobs out that I need for work. Excuse me. And then I'm going to pop a wash load on while I get the rest of the kitchen sorted. Laundry on, it's time to move on to the rest of the kitchen. So usually I do my bins towards the end of my kitchen clean, but because yesterday was a Sunday and we had a roast dinner, I really wanted to get the bins taken out earlier because just the smell of like oil and meat and herbs and stuff from last night was starting to stagnate in there a little bit, so I really wanted to get those out. So bins was my first job of the kitchen today. As you can see, once again, they were overflowing from a weekend of heavy use and no one took them out. So once again, it falls to me to do the bins. I hate doing the bins, but I think everybody hates doing the bins. That's why they never get done. So get it done, get it out the way, move on with your life. So with the bins taken care of and my hands washed, it's now time to pop away all of the washing up from last night. I did make a point of doing it last night before I went to bed because I did not want a repeat of last weekend where I ended up having to wash all the stuff from the roast the next morning, because that was awful. So I did the washing up last night, but I did leave it to air dry overnight so I could just come down this morning and put it away nice and easy. So that's what I'm going to do now. There was so much of it. I always forget, even though we have a roast every single week, I always forget just how much like washing up and rubbish is generated from one meal. So yeah, it always takes me by surprise, but at least it's done. I'm glad that I did it the night before. Usually in the week my son does the washing up after dinner. That's his chore, and that's what he gets his pocket money for. So in the week it's not really an issue, but at the weekend it falls to me to do. So I'm really glad that I got it done the night before, instead of just leaving it like I did last week and having a meltdown like I did last week. Really, really glad I did it. At some point soon it's going to have to be kitchen declutter time. I am running out of room for all the stuff. We do not have a lot of storage in here, and I really, really need to be ruthless going through now and getting rid of the stuff that we don't use. There's stuff in here that we use maybe once, twice a year if we're lucky. Needs to go. Time to be ruthless. We do not have the space to be keeping it here, and I really, really want the cupboards to be more user friendly. So that's something I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks, hopefully, and I will be filming it. So if you guys want to see the kitchen declutter, keep an eye on the channel for that. It'll be coming up soon. So now I am just going through and grabbing the last few bits of washing up that have been, I think the chicken tray was left from yesterday, and the rest of it was from this morning where I made my daughter's packed lunch for school. So just doing those last couple of bits, and then that's all of the dishes taken care of. So now it's time for a quick kitchen sink clean. Nothing major. Like I say, this is just my morning daily routine. This is not a deep clean. I love to do a deep clean of the kitchen. It feels really good, really satisfying, but on a daily basis it really is just a quick wipe over of things, because we are in here so much, using it so much, that there's just not the time to deep clean it after every single meal that we make in here. It would just, you'd never get out of here. So it's a quick wipe over with my bleach and washing up liquid spray, and then a rinse off with the little hose attachment that I've got on the tap. This isn't a part of the tap, we bought this separately. It's a little bit annoying with the kind of spring cable pipe hose thing that it's got going to it, but it actually is really, really helpful, and you can kind of overlook its flaws for the usefulness of it. And over to my little laundry station. We are not as fortunate in this particular area of the UK to have a laundry room. I would love a laundry room, a utility room, whatever you want to call it. That would be amazing. But the reality is we are in a very built up area near London. We are in a terrace house, and most of them just don't have utility rooms. So we have to keep all our laundry supplies in the kitchen, which takes up room, but you know, it is what it is. We have to keep it somewhere, right? So now I'm moving on to just cleaning off the cooker top, stove top, whatever you want to call it, and then I'm going to move over and do the worktop. For all of these areas, I again am just using the simple bleach and dish soap spray. It's a very, very weak solution, very, very weak. It's barely there, but it's just enough to put my mind at ease that there's no bacteria, viruses, whatever getting all over the sides. And now I'm just giving the sides a quick rinse off and drying them with a nice fresh tea towel. Moving down to the tea and coffee area, this needs cleaning really multiple times a day. I don't know why we're so mucky when we make tea and coffee, but we are. It gets everywhere all the time. So to go over this a few times a day is kind of necessary. In the morning, it's always looking pretty bad. I'm going to be trying over the next couple of weeks to get into a routine of cleaning it down before I go to bed instead of waking up to it in the morning. It tends to be covered in like hot chocolate powder and stuff like that, because we tend to have hot chocolate before we go to bed most evenings. Now that load of laundry has finished washing. That's how long it's been. I've been in here for a good long while, even though it's only a really quite a small amount of footage I've got. So that's going to pop straight into the tumble dryer, and while that is drying I'm going to give the floor a quick sweep and then mop, and that will be in the kitchen finished for my morning routine. In my mop bucket today I have the Tesco Lemon Multi-Purpose Cleaner. It's like a concentrate we buy in a bottle, and it's great for doing the floors, for refilling spray bottles, for just general use around the house. I'm going to be moving more onto this kind of multi-purpose clean out throughout the house, like I mentioned in a video last week, just to simplify my cleaning cupboard down a little bit. So now we have moved upstairs into the bathroom. My apologies that the video upstairs gets a little bit dimmer. Because we are a terraced house, we have only windows at the front and back of the house. There are no windows on the sides. So we are relying on artificial light, and it just doesn't come up that well on the video. So apologies it's a little bit dim. I'm going to try and lighten it up using my editor. But we'll see how that goes. So I've just cleaned down the sink, and I'm just going to go around really quickly with my flash spray. I can't remember which scent this one is. The label came off a long time ago and I've refilled it several times since then. If I remember rightly, it's like a cherry blossom or something like that. It's a really nice smell. And I'm just going to give the bath a quick rinse over with that. As usual, where people have showered, there is some hair stuck to the tiles. So I'm just getting those off and just giving everything a quick little clean down, a quick rinse, and I'll polish up the chrome handles afterwards. A nice fresh hand towel, and that is the main bulk of the bathroom done. I'll just have to come back in and do the floor. So today I'm going to be washing the bath mat. I wash this twice a week. We've got two. So I take one out, put it in the wash, and put the other one in. Just stops them from going kind of musty and horrible smelling. The vinyl floor that we've got down in here it's good, but it's not great. So we do need something to stop us slipping on the floor. So that's going to go into the wash, and I'll put the other one down later on. And then I'm moving on to the last main room of the house, which I'm going to be doing today, is the toilet. Again, every day this gets a quick wipe down with my flash spray. And I'd say every other day, sometimes every 3 days, I'll pop down some Harpic as well and give the actual bowl a really good clean. Most of the time it doesn't really need it, and I don't want to be using excessive amounts of chemicals where it's not really necessary to do so. But the lid and the seat does get cleaned down every single day with my flash spray. Just leaving the toilet brush sort of clipped onto the seat there to drip into the toilet so that we don't get a toilet brush holder full of dirty water while I quickly sweep the floor. I'm sorry, this is such a small room, it's really hard to get the camera in there at an angle where you can actually see what I'm doing the whole way, but I've got what I can. And now I'm going in with another bucket of the same cleaning solution with the Tesco lemon multi-purpose cleaner to do the floors. I'll use the same in the bathroom as well, and that will be it for the main rooms. Only area I have left to do now will be the stairs and landing. Again, it will be very gloomy footage, I'm afraid. I can't put the main stairs light on because it will wake my husband up, who's just come back from a night shift. So I've lightened it as best I can with the editing, but again, apologise that it's a bit gloomy. So I'm taking the laundry from the bottom of the stairs. This is going up to the girls' room today, and then I'm just going to clear the things that I've gathered here over the last couple of days. So I've got some bin bags, some paint. We're going to be redecorating a couple of the rooms over the next couple of weeks, and that's the bottom of the stairs cleared. And then from the landing we've got a few bits of laundry that have been drying over the banisters. I've just realised I've still got Christmas in my frames on the stairs. I'll have to get that taken down at some point today and changed out again. And then that will be it for today. This is what I do pretty much every morning. Some mornings I'm a bit lazy and I don't bother, but most mornings before I go to work I can get all this done, and then it just saves the pressure of coming home and having a ton of stuff to do. I hope you have enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.